What is up, ladies and gents? We're back here. We've got a fantastic best of 3 coming up, and it's again one of the mini finals. This match is going to decide who will take part in that 2-month-long $50K tournament here for the FACEIT League. Will it be HellRaisers? Will it be Mousesports? We're going to find out shortly. I mean, and if you guys don't know what FACEIT is, then you've been living under a rock, many rocks.
Big rock.
Big rock. Thanks, thanks for that, James.
That threw you off, didn't it?
It did. It did. The sudden. I didn't know you had a, some accents behind.
I've got all the accents. I'm from all over the place.
What other accents can you do?
I don't think we should go there.
All right. Well, anyway, as you guys can see, it's actually been going for quite a while now. I think the Spring League was when we really started to get into this. But FACEIT has this league system that if you want to, I
can't help but troll DDK.
You're just trolling me.
I'm
trying to do my job, James. You just make it such a nightmare.
I'm just going to make it more difficult for you.
I'm going to sit here. I'm going to be silent now. You have to carry.
All right. So check out the FACEIT platform. They've got the leagues and ladders on there. We've got the daily cups. You can win prizes. At the moment, they've got promos from manufacturers. You can win mice, keyboards, headsets, everything. I've run out of steam. Back to you, DDK.
All right. Thanks, James. All right.
The handsome guy's got to do it. You've got to do it. I'm just going to sit here and nod and smile at the camera.
Anyway, I think the bottom line for me with FACEIT usually is that I don't like playing on 64-tick because it's a different game. It's actually a different game.
I like using my knife in the knife round.
Oh yeah.
I have more than 5,000 kills on my stat track knife.
No, you don't.
I do. I do. And they're not from idle servers.
That's complete bollocks.
It's from Surf Deathmatch, to be quite honest with you, most of it. But you can find us on the FACEIT Pugs. We often play with Threat as well.
Yeah. Threat is actually really active. A lot of people don't know that he plays a lot.
Yeah, he's always carrying DDK on the Pugs.
That is fairly true. Boom. He's actually great to play with because he's such a good caller.
Yeah.
And he's actually just that's the best. You don't have to do any work. You just have to do what he says.
He's really good. He's just like we have to do this. You've got to push this at this time. He's got all the strats down. Yeah, pistol strats.
He's always super into it. And he's like, okay, we know this, guys. We know this. That's like something he says a lot.
Yeah,
because
all you've got to do is just tweak this little thing, and then we'll just destroy these guys.
It's funny because obviously he can see the game at such a high level, and he has all this information. He picks it all up and he processes it really fast. He's like, yeah, well, we know this is happening. So he you can see the frustration because he's not playing with like 4 other people on his level. So
ex-pros, yeah.
It's always fun. But we do have an awesome match coming up, James. It's Copenhagen Wolves, previous to this match, actually had a very hard time against the French side Epsilon, who have been climbing the ranks. They're doing incredibly well. And to be honest, the sky is the limit for that team. They have just leaps and bounds of talent. It's amazing.
I really wanted to make a joke about the skybox being the limit. Unless you're playing Overpass, then the sky is the limit, right?
I guess so.
It's kind of awkward now, isn't it?
This is what I do. I throw in like the really terrible jokes and puns and stuff. But you've stolen.
I've had too much
thing.
caffeine, dude. I've had too much. I'm all over the place. I'm climbing the walls here.
You're not even the one that needs the caffeine. I'm the one that's going to be up till 7 a.m.
DDK is going to be doing the North American qualifier finals, which we have later on today, much later on. So I think it's 3 a.m. CEST.
And also 5:30 a.m. is the next best of 3.
Yeah, so good luck with that. I'll be supporting you from my bed.
You're catching the Z's.
Yeah, I'll be.
All right.
I'll be there in. You can put a picture of me on this chair maybe, and
that would be very.
I'll be here in spirit. Probably would be.
But I guess we're just waiting for the players to get in the server currently. Of course, this isn't the James and Dan talk show.
No, it's
maybe
not.
We should do that. Oh,
because we'd have to have like a badger.
No badges. Let's move on from the badges. Can you let it go? Let it go.
We'll move on from the badges now.
All right. I still need. If any of you guys is a private investigator, can you dig up some dirt for me on James?
Don't.
I can't pay you, but if you could do it as a courtesy.
That's a world of pain, man.
Because this is not fair.
Pay him in skins from CS:GO Lounge. Have you bet on this match?
No. I don't bet on matches. I cast.
I'm too esports to bet on this match.
Too esports. What does that even mean?
I don't know what that means. It sounds cooler, doesn't it? I'm too esports. I'm too esports for this chair. I'm too esports for this.
What is this like?
Coffee shop? You know.
Oh my god! What is the artist? What is the artist that did? What is the artist that's saying I'm too sexy for? Like, what is?
Right Said Fred.
Right Said Fred. Yeah, you're doing the Right Said Fred. The Right Said James. Why would you do that?
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Anyway, Mousesports, HellRaisers. Mousesports have been looking fantastic lately. There is still a huge question mark on HellRaisers though, because generally speaking, they're up and down with their results. Huge talent pool.
What do you think? What do you think the problem is with HellRaisers?
I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to say what it is.
Where's the inconsistency?
The thing is, for me to like, if I really wanted to try to create find an answer there, I'd have to treat it, as if I was doing a lot of research for a paper or something, because I need to go into a bunch of different demos from different time periods of HellRaisers and just see like where does it go wrong in games for them, because it can be like sometimes with some players are hot and cold. Maybe they have that kind of an issue. Maybe it's a team play issue. Maybe it's an issue on strategies or a calling issue. Maybe it's outside of the game. They've
been at a fair few LANs recently. I was at DreamHack Valencia and I watched one of their games there. I couldn't watch too much because I was streaming myself some other things, but they didn't at the last LAN they were at. They definitely didn't finish where people expected or think they have the potential to.
And we actually see Dosia pushing into Biapse. He's going to see that there's nobody there. And this is a very good setup that HellRaisers have to deal with A. And honestly, Mousesports are taking a very long time with this set play towards the A bomb site. They're giving HellRaisers are giving Mousesports a really good run for their money, though, with this strong setup that they have. Dosia is against 3 now over at CT spawn, so this is going to be really difficult. Mousesports can basically do whatever they want in this position. This should be an unlosable spot that they're in, 3-on-1 with the bomb down.
Well, all it takes is one pop to the head, however, on this pistol round. So I've seen Dosia do some absolutely sick shots on Mirage as well.
And Dosia unable to survive there, but that was weird in one sense, because HellRaisers, or rather, let's say Mousesports, they were sat here, for the A split for a long time. And actually, I think it was Dosia who actually pushed this far and saw that there was no one in this area, no one at all. But they still didn't rotate
no,
more fully
kucher moves towards the connect area, but sometimes you get popped in the head, baby.
Yeah, that's the pistol round. You're right. You're absolutely right. Sometimes you just get popped in the head on a pistol round, and that's all she wrote. So
we've got another scout buy on the second round from the CTs after losing the first round. We've seen this quite a lot in the last, today and yesterday. The scouts on the anti-eco have been real, but we've seen next to no frags on them.
Yep.
And again, this is I want to go back to Lurbis's article on HLTV where he said Scout is OP because of basically one performance from one tournament from Sean Garres, and I mean, look at all these eco rounds we're seeing the Scout. And
yeah, it's so worth it, because again, if you got a tag there and those two players come up the slope, then actually we're going to see a pretty good position for HellRaisers to actually pick up a kill with one CZ. Maybe quickly pop the first guy in the head with the CZ, the other guy's weak, and a couple bullets into the torso, and he's gunned down. And it's a really nice combination.
We've seen a kill there from Kucher, but chrisJ was looking in a completely different direction, so that doesn't really, I don't think it contributes to what we're talking about here in Scout OP. I really don't believe it's OP at all. I mean, doing jump shots with a Scout isn't kind of what you expect, but it's a long-established tactic in this game, and it hasn't...
AdreN, massive kill there. Unfortunately, unable to take down allu, but that was pretty nice. An extra kill in the bag, and kucher can certainly do some damage with this Scout. tabseN's actually one shot away from death. Allu might actually be as well. He's on 70 health, so a shot to the torso would kill him as well. It's only LEGIJA that's actually a problem. So
kucher has been spotted here.
Close with that CZ. So they got 2 frags. It was a really awkward round as well, because we saw the bomb get dropped here, and that was pretty much the entire reason why right at the end there, HellRaisers were able to find a quick frag with that P250. So it's very well played from Mousesports to just stop the rot, as TopSpot says. And
what's the money looking like for the CTC? I'm wondering if there's an imbalance after that Scout purchase.
Yeah. But we saw this previously. The teams work out the money situation. They know who's buying what on their buy round, so they work it out perfectly to know exactly what they can afford to get away with, to give themselves a chance.
They're economically sound.
Yeah, and this is a nice little push down short. Very, very slow walk there. Finally, tabseN's going to go face. He's going to catch off 2 players, Dosia and Markelov, getting dealt with. Angel, though, able to actually take down tabseN. So that's nice. Putting
that was
a
really good use of the CZ at long range there.
And they're going to get the weapons, or at least that's their hope. And they will get all the weapons, and it's LEGIJA left. He is very defensively positioned here over towards that T-spawn. And he's going to be able to pick off AdreN, but that's Kirill is not so reliable. Let's see if he can actually get himself towards the bomb, which is in a precarious position at this point in time. There is a lot of time left on the clock, speaking of time, and LEGIJA slowly pushing forwards, flashing himself in there. taking the one-on-one. Well played there, switching out for the AK. It's looking quite strong for him. It's AK versus AK, and the kucher peeking the angle just as the grenade pops out into the hand of LEGIJA, and he will win it. Wonderful, wonderful play from HellRaisers. That slow mid push with those pistols, absolutely wonderful. And Mousesports, they didn't have the power in mid. They just had one player, I think it was tabseN at first, to move in there, and he didn't really have much support. So
that's an interesting round because the T's had the supposed advantage of range versus the eco pistols, and still got slowly slaughtered in mid anyway by the CZs and P250s there. So, I mean, is that an argument for a CZ nerf?
I don't know, but right now we see Mousesports moving in here very, very fast and furious, straight onto the bomb site. There comes the first kill. chrisJ taking down Angel over by the pillar. Dosia gets dropped by tabseN as well. This could not have gone better for Mousesports. They have the smokes in all the key spots, and it is going to be a perfect post-plant setup for them, positionally speaking. chrisJ close to the window and close to the entrance door of that kitchen area. And this is just too intimidating for HellRaisers. They're going to stay back, try to keep their weapons alive, go for those exit kills where they can find them. And that should be the round there for Mousesports. Unless they defuse the bomb themselves or something.
Yeah, this is a difficult retake and not really worth it, especially 1-2 down, you know, the economy is going to be down, etc. And then AWP. Live to fight another day.
So great round there from Mousesports. That was pretty much almost a dry rush, just straight into B. And they went on contact. Of course, I think Dosia was jumping and eventually spotted them. But with the nades as they came on the spot onto Car, and there was also a nade onto short as well. In all the confusion, they were able to grab 2 clean kills. That is you don't often see that goes quite so clean as that. So definitely Mousesports have got to feel amazing about that last round, and this is really going to be an important one as the money for HellRaisers, especially considering the buy that we're seeing here, which is pretty all out, is definitely going to put the pressure on the CTs. Here goes mid for Mousesports though. Slowly but surely they are taking the positions here.
Kucher started the round with 6,800, I think, roughly dollars. So he was able to buy the 2 extra M4Ss for his teammates, so they all have got full primary weapons and reasonable amount of nades as well. 1 minute remaining for the round.
Oh, I like that boost. Do you see that, James?
Yeah, I was just going to say, are they going to try and boost into window? But they seem to be
sure.
peeking ladder, which has been a popular area in games yesterday on Mirage.
You can also see a little slither of short there. I like that a lot. I want to see that more. That is fantastic. The angles you get there, and they do get the boost into that position there. chrisJ causing havoc. And tabseN's there. He is actually alone, so there's no chance for a refrag, but he does win the one-on-one. Hugely important there for Mouse's chance in this round. They are making the push onto B right now, perhaps smelling that weakness from the round prior. And we see them 2 men versus 2. tabseN going down in mid there, all on chrisJ. He's got the bomb. He's got to win this one-on-one for a chance, and AdreN will take him down. That is going to be 3-2 now. Mousesports are starting to really, well, they're starting to suffer now that HellRaisers are really much tighter on the defense. And it feels like the fast plays from Mousesports have been yielding more success.
It's still early days.
It is very early days.
Yeah, and Mousesports, I think they have a distinct advantage. They're 5 rounds in, and they have the leads where you generally expect CTs to come out on top by half-time. So it's very good news for them because it's really bad for the CT's economy. It's a fast pick, and they've taken over mid, and this round is slaughter on the eco.
Oh yeah, this position is so amazing. We saw yesterday in a match, I forget which 2 teams it was, they were able to actually get them push up mid, and they were able to hold down that area. Just draw on the map here. They're able to make a quick push here. They had the cover of the AWPer, like looking all the way up here. Look at that straight line, it's gorgeous. And
that was meant to be a straight line.
It was meant to be a straight line, but it's the wireless mouse, so it's a bit difficult.
No, that's coffee, man.
Straight
that's
line.
too much caffeine.
Yeah.
That's a wobbly wrist.
But they managed to get themselves all the way up here, and once they found themselves in that position, they smoked this off. So they had such a deep presence on mid, which really limited the terrace options massively. So I really like those mid plays. And we're seeing a very strong push into mid here, again from Mousesports. They love to open up the round with those mid plays, and we're seeing the kills go in their favor as well as they go 2 as they take down 2 members of HellRaisers for the singular loss of KZ, which is a wonderful trade for the T side rather, and that's gonna really put HellRaisers in an awkward position. Like, how do they?
Well, they've already gambled and pushed towards B and left the A site completely, so we may see a re-rotation from them soon enough. We've got one guy going over towards CT, CTA via CT spawn, and he will see these guys very shortly. But will he get picked?
Nice.
We've seen Dat do those picks yesterday, and now we see them out of Mouse with tabseN getting the headshot there on the A bomb site, and the bomb is going to go down. It's going to be left in a 2v2, or are they going to go for the frags?
Pretty awkward position here. We're going to see tabseN getting that bomb down. Allu making his way into the palace right there, which kind of leaves tabseN a little bit exposed potentially, because if they smoke palace out, then Allu is in a really hard spot to actually support. Allu actually gets straight out of there and gets in the action, taking down Dosia. Mousesports going to lock it down 4 rounds to 3, and things are definitely on a roll for them on some of these rounds. But HellRaisers, they have been holding on well when it comes to kind of allowing Mousesports to take mid, because Mousesports have been doing that quite frequently. They really like to begin with a bit of a mid play.
We've got Dosia with a scout, no helmets, and Markelov with no armor. He's gone naked with the AWP. Left all the clothes at home, just out there with the Y fronts on.
I love the imagery, James. Don't stop now. Keep it going. And then here comes a bit of a mid-aggression there from Angel. And he's got the support of Markelov, so they do get the trade in there. Should work out a little bit better for the options for the terrorist side in Mousesports. And it is much harder for them to get position here. They have put chrisJ. He's just waiting in mid now. So there's a lot of options for Mousesports. Looks like they're going to probably play for the A split here, as they indeed have chrisJ just waiting here. And he can just wait here until there is a spot where his teammates are, taking the attention away from middle and connector.
If you're wondering why chrisJ is facing the wall, 2 reasons. One, he doesn't want his gun to poke out on the CT to see him, but the main reason is he doesn't want to get flashbanged. So if they try and throw a pop flash to the mid site to go for a peek, he can re-peek and possibly get the frag. That's unexpected there.
And chrisJ is definitely in a bit of a dodgy position, as we can see right now. Although, they have the 3-pronged attack, and that's really strong. But actually, chrisJ is probably going to see some action here, and that is amazing. Such a cool position from chrisJ. AdreN never expected that. Opening up the round. Now their attention's on connector. Markelov has to get these frags with the AWP. Kucher going to actually take chrisJ down over by connector. And between kucher and Markelov, it's an easy cleanup of Mousesports.
No scopes, no clothes, just Markelov just going for it. No armor, takes out 3 guys in that round.
That was such a great setup for Mousesports too. They had that 3-pronged attack. It was ready to go.
Worth noting that Markelov has bought armor now, but hasn't bought a helmet because the... oh, this is interesting actually. He hasn't bought a helmet because the Ts have AKs, except they don't have AKs. They're on an eco. If he gets shot in the head with these eco guns here, he's dead.
Yeah, that's a
at least with the CZ, maybe not with the Glock.
He's going to be sitting far back in the distance. And we're going to see Mousesports just go for this now. Here we go, just the clean up here. Counter flashing. The M4s and CZs too good. So pretty easy round there, just completely clean. HellRaisers building the bank with those eco frags.
Dosia also rolling still without a helmet. Seems to be paying off for the time being. Gone from, was it 4-2? Was it 3-2, sorry, to 5-4? So hopefully, being on the CT side, as we always say, they need to get some rounds in with minimal damage, get their money rolling, so they will have to eco as little as possible.
And here you go, they're going to play perhaps for a B contact. This is what it's looking like. Just have one guy causing some problems over towards slope to just delay them just long enough. Dosia now going to spot it, and in they rush. Dosia has them jumping in on top of his head. He manages to find 2 kills. It seemed unlikely, but Dosia makes the magic work. And we see Mousesports now getting the chance to drop the bomb on the B bomb site. But Markelov so in there right now. Just all the way up short, taking them down. It all into his own hands, and the fire, he can just wait it out because Markelov, he killed them so quickly. The bomb is so far away from exploding. What a round from HellRaisers.
I just want to. It was a really nice tactic that Angel employed on the A main stairs. Like, it was basically he threw a smoke against the wall, so it bounced it behind him as if it had been thrown from a distance away, and then he ran out to try and face the T. He did get picked, but the general idea was quite a nice one, and not something I've seen before actually. from aggressive CT, so it was a nice idea, but he did have his teammate there to get the trade kill as well, and it looks like we're going to have the Glock train, sorry, the P shooter train, in fact, going to the B bomb site.
And here they go. Once again going to test Dosia and company, but HellRaisers are all over this, like the entire team is already there. And I've got to hand it to Dosia. The previous round when they went in with rifles, he was basically 1-on-5 in that spot below the window. He had to look above him, to his right, to his left, and he still got 2 kills. And he got those 2 kills with the M4, and he was M4A1S with the 20 bullets in the chamber, and he was spraying.
They had 3 people on the bomb site pretty fast there on the CT side. But one thing to note is if you're playing short, you can hear them running in apps, and you have enough time to time a nice meaty grenade. As you see, the grenade got 2 kills there. Also Molotov as well. Molotov combined with the grenades there when you're stopping a B rush causes massive, massive havoc. So it's now 7-4 to HellRaisers. Mousesports going to be looking to pick up at least 6 rounds here if they can. The Markelov is going crazy with AWP right now.
That's what we expect too, but Dosia, hold that fort. Going to push his way through the smoke. Unexpected. chrisJ is there ready. He shoots the AWP, but actually Dosia, he will go down. I thought Dosia was lucky there.
Dosia will have been seeing less in the smoke than we can see in the smoke. It's some kind of weird bug thing going on with Counter-Strike at the moment.
And there's 2 left now for HellRaisers. What are the options like here? I mean, they're in a 3-on-2, and the bomb has yet to be spotted. Okay, I'll make that a 1-on-3 now. Or is chrisJ going to just turn this into just an elimination round win? There it is.
Yeah, I mean, a B especially retake with a rifle and an AWP only would have been a little bit difficult, unless the T's over peak.
That last round was so good though, because they got the push in mid with I forget which member of HellRaisers it was, but the thing is that Markelov was in a position to make a trade
Wow, look
happen.
at that! It's interesting that Markelov isn't really rotating his position like you see KennyS do when he on Python on Mirage. He's playing pretty much the same position every time, and the T's know that, which is why like 4 or 5 of them face him at the same time. It's a firing squad down mid.
And Angel's going to go for the challenge, so brave. He knows that they need to even up the score here on the players that are left alive in this round. And he does take down 1. And LEGIJA and chrisJ super weak. Those are going to finish off chrisJ, put him out of his misery. But LEGIJA still stands. Where is LEGIJA actually? He already opened up the round with 2 frags. In fact, I think, both the frags this round were from him. And HellRaisers now have to cover the entire map with 3 players. You can see that how thinly spread they are. 1 B, 1 mids, and 1 on the A site.
Bomb's hovering at the moment, undecided where to go. Looks like it may be maybe deciding on an A push based on allu's position, and he takes out Dosia. It's going to be a 3-on-2 here, and he has a good position on the website, on the bomb site, to stop the CTs retaking it before his teammates get there.
Yeah.
Angel, a non-believer, staying on the B site for the time being. Maybe expecting some kind of ninja plant, but it's not to be.
They did the delay here, so that because if they didn't delay it, then there's no doubt in the minds of HellRaisers. But if they delay it a little bit, they have to have one guy a little bit further away, because they just have to account for potentially the B rotate. So it's really smart from Mousesports just to add a little delay. You lose nothing from doing it, and you only gain something. So it's smart that they have that in their minds there. And Angel is going to try to save this. And
is he going to try and get the AWP? I think he is.
That would be really nice. Is
he going to survive? If he has to wait for after the bomb goes off, but no, he's out there. He's exposed his position.
But it's one of those situations where these players are like such high level that they know the principles of the game so well. They know the dilemmas that they're forcing upon their opponents. So then, because they know the game so well, they're able to really put a lot of pressure in the right places. So if you know as a CT in the CT side, they have to correctly be in the right place. So if you can make it unclear where they should be, you put them in a position where they have to be weak, because they have to either gamble for it and just risk it all, or play it safe and split off. Yeah. And so that's what's happening there.
Putting them in marginal decisions as often as possible.
Exactly, and we see the first underpass push here from Angel for HellRaisers. They haven't done that before, and Angel's going to get a lot of info here because he's going to hear a lot of stepping in mid. And look at this, the grenade there, the smoke holding that position so they can't push that choke point. That gives them so much info. They know that they can't push B there, that B is not really an option for them. So they can concentrate more players towards A and mid now and really suffocate Mousesports. So 4 minutes left in the round, and KZ and tabseN are still left alive. Great shot from KZ. Oh, will he get the double? Not quite. Very close, though. Economic damage, at least, to be done by tabseN so far. Getting himself to
turning on its head.
Great little flash there. Very cute stuff there from tabseN. If he can find himself some one-on-ones, he might make this a reality, this round win. He has the bomb. 30 seconds left now. HellRaisers know it. They have to play the time. There goes the smoke. Is he going to hold it? Oh, the flame just shy of his position, but they will take it. And 8-6 now, and it's both teams really fighting back. There's been periods where either team has had a lot of dominance.
That started to go horribly wrong for HellRaisers. So fortunate that they still won the round there. You saw those that double flash into mid, but it didn't really flash the player because again there was enough time for him to see the flashes and turn away. From mid, you can bounce a flash off the CT wall. That makes it more of a pop flash. However, the problem with that is they can hear it bounce off the wall. So I don't know what the kind of optimal solution would have been there. They did go for a double peek, so maybe if the guy on the A-bomb site threw more of a pop flash than the guy in mid peeked, they wouldn't have lost a player there. But
allu's actually in a really good position here. We can see him. They've really sold that it's B right now. They've really sold it. And look at the positioning here. Look, allu. If only allu had the bomb. They sold this so heavily. And the thing is that we saw HellRaisers with an aggressive push on Palace there, and they saw only one guy, and they'd spotted a bunch towards B. So they were pretty convinced that it was
one issue
B.
here is allu now, he's left the site, gone all the way to spawn and come back. He has to play slow because he has no idea if the CTs are in the site now.
Yeah, exactly. It's really tough. And kucher, oh no, he's going to get the flank here. Oh, will he? Turning around just in time.
Wow. That was some Mr. Miyagi business right there.
And allu's left 1 versus 2. He's got 40 seconds. He's going to be able to get the bomb down. He's got the AWP. And allu's going to engage beast mode. Here we go, trying to turn the corners here, trying to find out where the players are going to be peeking in from. Yeah, there's no room for error. Ooh, 4 points of health. There's fire behind him, and there's nowhere to go. kucher guns him down. Allu, so close, but not quite enough. And that's the last round there, going to HellRaisers. So they've had a pretty good first half. It looks shaky at times, but they really showed us some strength.
Yeah, it didn't start off optimally for them, let's say, but they've managed to bring it from 2-4 to 9-6. So, with that kind of start, I think they'll be happy with this.
They certainly should be. I mean, HellRaisers looked very, very solid towards the end of that. They just had some great team play, and they were playing aggressively, but they were doing it with great team play. So they make it safer. Like, you mitigate the risk with good team play. That's usually the best way to mitigate risk in any situation in this game, is by using your teammates to flash you, to be there to trade, so that you can end up getting the position if that's what you need, if you're a T side or whatever it is. And here we go for the pistol round. We've got this Palace stack coming in from HellRaisers with that bomb. This is going to be interesting then, because Mousesports do have good positions on the site, and they've got a guy close on slope, which they may not be counting for. And tabseN, in fact, the guy on slope will take down Dosia before the rush has even started. And Mousesports taking kills left, right, and center. It's just Angel left against 4 players. This is surely impossible now. He's going to have to run up slope. He's only got a Glock. What is he going to be doing? Nothing. And he's going to be sent to an early grave by tabseN. And it was all on that, I think, that slope, the player that was pushed on slope, aggressively getting the frag before the rush started, because that confirmed what the rush was going to happen. And they were all coming out of Palace.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for them. Didn't go as well as the previous pistol run where we had 3 guys come out of apps. That's
the slope, that close slope position. That's an information play as well, usually. So if you see someone there or you don't see someone there, it's going to tell you a lot about what should be happening in the round. So it's proactive information gathering plays, very important, and you can see that Mousesports really understand that principle in the game. Oh my god. Oh my god, count your blessings, allu. Oh my god, AdreN executing chrisJ there.
If HellRaisers get the bomb down in this situation, then it's not going to be easy for Mousesports, but it's looking less and less likely, although kucher only needs 1 bullet. Even through the wall will kill allu here.
Yeah, this is so doable. And allu's got to really be careful not to be... He needs to be in a position where his friend peeks first, and then he comes out, so that he's never taking bullets. But he's actually going to peek out. And somehow, kucher doesn't actually land a single bullet on him. I mean, it's a very long range, but still lucky for allu not to go down there. And we can see that's a big deal. Imagine if allu and wasn't able to drop this round or whatever for his teammates. I mean, that's really
I'm really
important.
looking forward to the first buy round, because I want to see how chrisJ plays the AWP compared to Markelov, because you saw Markelov was in mid every round, but I think chrisJ plays a style of AWP where it will be more beneficial for him to be all over the shop. Kind of, you know, he's similar to how Kenya plays in terms of the kind of clutch style, whereas Markelov, I mean, he played one position pretty much that round, which was kind of CPL / connector, and he did rip heads and really get HellRaisers back into the game. So I am interested to see the clash of styles here, and if Markelov will opt for the AWP on the T side.
Yeah, I mean, it's the teams which have a lot of players who are able to AWP successfully, that's when it can get really dangerous. If those teams also like to play dynamically, and you drop the AWP to the guy with the timing. Oh my god, LEGIJA, a lot of damage done to him.
Dinkadokas.
Yeah, 10 health left. I like that. I like that. And look, he drops the gun to his teammate.
Very smart play there.
Yeah, they
goodbye, my friends.
You can see the money situation here is quite poor.
We've got a push towards B here from HellRaisers.
And again, imagine, actually, if allu hadn't been able to save last round, his weapon, then they probably would have been forced to an eco, actually, because we can see how badly off they are for money. And allu having that weapon just made the difference for the buy. And they're moving in now, HellRaisers, through the B apartments. Mousesports, they are reacting quickly, but it might not be quick enough. AdreN executing player after player, and now there's only 3 left standing. They're moving their way in quickly, and LEGIJA with a great engagement, a free frag found on AdreN, and that puts it to a 3-on-3. And they are fighting for all their life is worth. But it's looking less and less likely as Markelov and QUALIFIER go to town on the 2 remaining players. And that's going to be 10-8 there for HellRaisers. And they are really playing wonderfully. Mousesports, good reaction, but not quite fast enough.
I'm quite curious. I want to pay a bit more attention to HellRaisers' kind of after-plant play, because we had 3 CTs left. One was around the headshot box, and 2 of the 3 guys on HellRaisers were on site, and they were both looking at him and almost got picked by a guy who just jumped through window from kitchen. So, you know, they're going to have to make sure they're more coordinated and have their angles covered.
Wow, 2 frags being found so far, though. And allu with that scout, what's he going to get here? Ooh, nice little tag. Allu is an absolute monster with any kind of a sniper, any weapon.
Jaws is in the house.
Oh yeah, blood in the water.
If you have that scout, you have to call it Jaws.
Boom! Dosia goes down, gets another tag. Will you dare peek allu again? It's honestly not worth it, because if he saves this scout, so what? It's the risk to take him out here. Because it's allu, after all. He can just snap you in the face with that scout.
Look at the flank from the T-spawn. The flank was coming. So they had no intention of allowing him to live there. allu, the threat neutralized. And we can see a very sketchy money situation. Do they double eco? They have to buy, yeah. They absolutely have to. And so Mousesports, what are they going to do with allu here? He's got a better timing here to go towards connector. Angel's got a Mac 10.
Oh, Markelov, goodbye. And allu's going to just rotate to another position towards CT spawn. And they have a guy close to slope as well. So the setup here for Mousesports on the A side is actually phenomenal. But tabseN not going to find a position quickly enough. And allu's going to find himself a frag. And once again, it's going to come down to the sniper in this position. Before it was Markelov for HellRaisers. Now it's allu. He gets taken out a little bit too quickly. And now LEGIJA and chrisJ left with a lot of work to do. And not enough time to do it. Or it does seem that they're able to put it to a 1-on-1. And kucher does make it happen for HellRaisers. And that's 12-8. Even in these close situations, HellRaisers, the momentum is carrying them forward. And now it's getting scarier for Mousesports. Look at their money. Look at the bank that's being built slowly but surely for HellRaisers. Mousesports need a win. They need it soon.
I think Angel bought a Mac 10 by accident at the beginning of that round. And he seemed to have it for a little while.
He actually got a couple. No, he had it from the previous round, from when they were pistoling, and he actually got some frags with it too. So it worked out as a good value play.
Oh, excuse me.
And speaking of value plays, that is when you kill someone with a CZ, something that costs $300, and you take down like 4,000 of value. So here we go. Markelov going to get the bomb dropped, and are they going to retake this? I don't think so, man. This is looking terrible for them.
Oh, HellRaisers looking good for the money on game 1 of this best of 3 here.
It's looking like that. It's looking like they've built an insurmountable bank.
If they do win this, they don't have that much time to kind of get their form back. Like if they don't, I don't know if you can say someone can get their form back in one game. You know, when they've kind of been doing not so well. But I mean, the league starts next week, so
yep.
Let's say they make it through and win this best of 3. What do they do to get fully back in the game between now and next week?
It's a good question, but during the league, the teams will have plenty of time to prepare. It's going to be a new type of league, never before seen in the CSGO world. And tabseN, great flank there up the stairs, not checked by HellRaisers. The complacency affording tabseN a free frag. And
by Jalli style.
Here we go, chrisJ with that push, the pincer movement.
And that's the difference between chrisJ and Markelov with the AWP on this map. So it's great to see the conflicting styles from the two teams. And there's Markelov still in mid of the AWP causing havoc.
But they do not have the bomb. It is Mousesports who have the bomb under their clutches. But Mousesports, they will just lose that, it might seem, because tabseN's the last defense here, over by the stairs. He gets a double. Fantastic work from tabseN, and Markelov is left alone. He's got the AWP. He's got to crawl, run, and jump his way, climb his way up to that bomb at this point. He's got to get all the way into that apartments and at close ranges. He's just got an AWP. Surely
this is Markelov, though. Anything's possible right now.
Here he goes.
He just needs to get in deep enough into apps to have enough time to plant the bomb. If he kills, actually no, he's got no chance.
Mousesports can just not peek. They just don't peek is all they have to be thinking right now. Even if LEGIJA went down there, they still had a great chance to win it. And there you go, Mousesports doing what they needed to do. They were fearless. They went for the risky plays. They realized that this is probably going to be risky, but if we win, we're going to get such a boost from winning that round economically and morale as well, that it should help to carry us forwards to break the bank of HellRaisers.
Mousesports have 2 AWPs now. Let's see how they use them here. They could leave one guy on the B bomb site potentially if they can get an angle on apps, but chrisJ gets flashed and has to back away towards kitchen.
It actually looked like they were trying to work into an A split here with a heavy play focusing around connector, but losing the guy on Palace. Because usually the guy on Palace is actually able to get one-on-one opportunities, and if he gets those frags, the A split is on usually. As you know, of course, they're a bit weakened on A, but in this situation, everything is possible, and they're kind of working back towards B here and smoking off connector, really putting the doubt into the mind of Mousesports what they should be doing, and they're working towards B as their backup plan, and they are in short here with some effective smokes, as we can see. But let's see what they're able to accomplish here, because Mousesports, they are positioned incredibly well here.
Yeah, the CTs on the A bomb site have they've taken up aggressive positions, and they had a look through the smoke at lower A and saw that there was no one there, but they still haven't rotated here. But we've got 2 CTs on the B bomb site, and we're going to see the rotate now. It's still it's a bit of a late rotate from the CTs, but it is a 4-on-3, so it seems to be going well for the time being. Spoke too soon. It's a 3-on-3. Let's see if they can get the bomb site down. The bomb down.
Well, Markelov barely spotting the edges of KZ's model there, and this is going to be hard. allu and tabseN left to try to go for the retake. Boom! And Markelov going to shoot tabseN's face off, and it is just on allu. And once again, he finds himself in this position, and he's going to go down. So very crippling round there for Mousesports.
Watching the radar there. They pushed through the smoke on lower A early on in the round and saw that there was no one there. Then they checked again about 10-15 seconds later, and there was still no one there. And then they kind of eventually rotated towards B, but
I think
I wonder if I think they may have rotated a bit late on that occasion.
I think it was also partly just Mousesports, the players on B. They had 2 guys set up in really good spots to take kills, and with good weapons like AWPs and stuff. But they only got 1 when they really needed 2 or 3 to make it possible. So they just didn't have the individual performance in play.
Markelov is blasting HellRaisers to a first game victory here with that AWP. It is a 3-on-5. It is the CTs of the CZs, however, so we could see some close quarters havoc. chrisJ,
he is going for the bunny hops, man. And they do actually have a player very close on the slope here, but he's going to peek. He will actually spot all the T's there, or most of them, and they're going. He's going in for the close range shots, just gunning them down and taking the risk close range with the CZ. LEGIJA and chrisJ, they know what's up, but do they have the positions to deal with it? Absolutely not. And HellRaisers look to be taking this 15th round here. and moving into match point.
chrisJ with nothing to lose here.
Slumped against the wood there.
Yeah.
On the stairs.
It's like he's on an invisible sunbed.
An invisible sunbed.
The way he was kind of just posing there is quite funny. But here we go. It looks like well, it's match point to HellRaisers, and it's an interesting buy. Scout AWP and 3 P shooters from the Mousesports side. So the T's are heading quickly to B though. We've got a mid push from Mousesports, but they're retreating already. If they met the guys on B, then it may have been to their favor with the CZ, but
this setup from Mousesports is really smart. Look how much traffic there is on connector from Mousesports. They're playing together with those CZs, very, very strong. Locking down connector. Just kind of going for the gamble that they don't get pushed up from Palace or Slope.
Allu has 15 HP. Is he going to try and get the AWP over to chrisJ? He has got a helmet and armor though, so it's probably better off him holding it still.
Can he get the AK? Did he get the AK? He didn't get the AK. Maybe he can jump up and press the use button, pick it up. Is it possible? Can he get it? Is it too far away?
Too far away.
Oh, that's gutting there for tabseN. He might be able to get it. It was some if he can get on the edge of the window, he can actually jump on the crate and then get back up to that window area. So he's probably, yeah, he just did that. We can see with the X-ray. So now he should have that AK. chrisJ has it. Oh no, tabseN has one as well now. So they are in really good stead now, but Dosia will take chrisJ down, and that's going to afford them the opportunity to get this bomb down. And this is just falling apart for them. Allu bringing out the AWP shot onto Markelov. In he goes, and down he goes as quickly as he came. And that's 16-9 there, and HellRaisers with a fantastic performance. It was a little shaky here and there
Slow
on the first half.
Maybe.
Exactly, yeah. And but we saw a fantastic game from them after that point.
Yeah, Markelov really clutched it out. We should have probably had a quick look at the scoreboard, but Markelov really clutched it out for his team there. And I mean, he got a lot of kills on mid, and he in a lot of rounds shut down mid, and in a sense shut down the T's options as well. So the strong AWP play from Markelov was a decider in that match.
They had so many plays, like you said, kind of focusing around some aggressive peaks here and there, that consistently shut down plays before they could get started. That really was a key difference there. And honestly, the team play was so solid, generally speaking. Yep, I mean, they just, really overall, they look great. I mean, this is the HellRaisers that, like we were saying earlier, it depends on whether they turn up. Feels like they've turned up right now because they really caught Mousesports off guard. Mousesports have so much more to show, though, and we know that from watching them in past games. So really curious about the next map and how things go. It is Inferno, right?
I believe it is Inferno, yeah. I think it's Inferno. Production's going to tell us in a second, so we'll tell you what the next two maps are if we do get to the third map. But yeah, it was quite nice to see two very contrasting AWP styles on the map as well. We didn't get to see as much of chrisJ as we would have liked because they lost, was it 16-9 or something? But production just told us it's Inferno next and Dust 2 as a decider should we need to go there. So Inferno, what do you think about how the AWP styles are going to play into that map? Well,
I think for Inferno, actually Mousesports, I feel like HellRaisers have so much individual skill, and we saw a lot of moments where on paper you're like, okay, just if you look at it, if you just pause the game and you look at the overview and how the positions are, and given what HellRaisers knew in the CT on the CT side, there were these really nice pushes and this really nice movements we saw from Mousesports. But then what happened afterwards was fantastic execution from players like Dosia, for example. Like Dosia in key rounds was able to make the frags. There were key rounds where if you know, by contrast, when we saw Mousesports on the CT side, they weren't necessarily getting quite as many kills. They were getting some kills when they were, you know, forced to like a rush was coming into B or A. Yep. They're getting kills, but like just shy of 1 or 2 extra, and that really makes the difference because there's lots of spots in the game. Of course, you know, there's lots of decision making, and that's half of the battle, making the right calls. But there is spots where you have, it's like Inferno. This is like the most classic thing ever. There are certain players, or rather certain teams that have players where they can say, okay, you go on B, and your job is to basically kill as many as you can before you die. And that's their job, to make the retake easier. So, you know, HellRaisers were fantastic in that regard, but Mousesports were falling a little short. So generally speaking, it feels like an individual advantage. I think that won't be as much of an advantage for HellRaisers on Inferno.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to how the AWP is utilized on both teams. I think it's a map that can be quite rewarding for rotating the AWP on CT. Obviously, you kind of need to do that as well, so you don't get bum rushed by Ts who, let's say, smoke off quad and then push you on arch, etc. So I'm quite curious to see how that plays into the map, especially on Markelov. We saw he was a lot more static on that map, on Mirage, than chrisJ was. So I'm curious to see whether he opts for the AWP or if he goes for the A.
It's a weird map in that sense because the CT side, they don't really have to be aggressive with an AWP. They don't have to have someone like facing, but they can still play with an AWP just as well as they can play with someone with an M4 or something like that. And it kind of depends like what both teams are willing to do with their AWPers, because sometimes you do see it where like both teams mean business. It's like you're getting the AWP on Banana all the way to car, and then the T guy is like, yeah, I'm going to duel you. We're going to have a duel with the AWPs. Like, you see teams like that, and it's like very explosive, but some teams do feel like they get an edge there, so that's why they take those decisions. So, it's, as you said, I'm quite curious about that as well, but we have a small delay once we're getting into the next map and loading it up. So, guys, we're going to throw it over to a very quick break. We'll be back with map number 2, Inferno, between HellRaisers and their opponents, Mousesports.